Hello, welcome everyone, another episode, and this time I'm going to talk about what is DevOps. And this is specific to AWS, but the idea is same across different cloud provider. So imagine gone were the days where software companies has to release the whole software and which caused the delay in the delivery of the product, which has had issue. If there was a bug, then you have to fix the bug in the whole product, and that was causing a lot of time, a lot of delay, and it was basically impacting on the business. So in order to deal with this kind of scenario and with the project management agile model, which is in the cloud, which I have talked about in the previous video, this is where the DevOps makes sense, which is common from the name. As you can see from the name itself, DevOps means developer and operations, just two teams working together. So in any product deployment, you have to have different teams working together, and it is very common when you talk about or the company who develop the products, like software companies, the vendors. They make software tools, security tools, business tools. So when these people or companies making these kind of products, you need to have these teams working together. So people or the engineers and developers used to work in siloed environment, and at the time of product, they bring the release, and then if it goes through the test, it's successful. If it's not, then they have to redo it. So one thing it solves, it makes different teams to work in a collaboration. They all teams works together, which improves the overall process. But when we talk about technically, as you can see here, it has a build process and test and then release, and then it goes to the customer. So release, it means you're ready for the production. But most of the stuff is happening here. You build and test, and once your test version of the product is not finalized, you will not get approval and make it a release to the customer environment. So for example, if you have an Apple iPhone and you're getting the operating system update, so it has to go through vigorous testing first, then you get an update on your iOS or Android or Microsoft Teams or Zoom, whichever the product is. So that's the idea where different teams work, and that's how the DevOps work, which again increase the overall speed. Because of the nature of the product, you are not going to fix the whole product itself, and there's a concept of microservices. And what microservices is that you can have a product developed together in different services. So if there's a bug, so you can fix that particular service instead of fixing the whole code. And that's why it increases the overall speed of the process, and you can have rapid deployment, because if the product is made of 5 microservices and one services out of 5 has an issue, then you fix that, then it will become more rapid delivery of the product. Again, it makes for more reliable, because then you have to go back and fix that instead of not touching the code in different microservices. So that's another area. It makes it even more reliable. You can scale out depending on the product, if you need to scale out or scale up, and this is where you leverage the power of cloud by automating it. And again, the improved collaboration, as I told you before, is more of a cultural change, where a DevOps and operations teams work together. So DevOps may need to have some help from systems engineer, how the Windows, Linux, Unix work, so they can improve the code. And same thing for the engineers, they can help the developer side of it by knowing the product knowledge. And once this whole process is there, overall it improves the security, because now you can have better QA test, vigorous test of the application. Your security team can also work in the same team, which then can validate your code, scan the code before it goes to production. There are some testing available to meet those framework. Make sure the code does not have any vulnerability when it goes to production. And that's why DevOps is very important in picking up. And there are skill sets required, and there are best practices, as you can see on the screen. Continuous integration and continuous delivery is CI/CD. You will find a lot about it. Microservices, you can have infrastructure as a code, which is if you want to deploy a ton of machines, you can develop your infrastructure as a code. And then of course monitoring and logging is part of that. It will report, and this is how you're going to have communication and collaboration between team. So I hope this kind of explain you what DevOps is. If you have more questions, let me know in the comments below if you like it. I'll try to answer these, and share this video, subscribe it, and I'll see you in the next video with a new topic.